What's tinkling? Every time I get two.
No,
it's
fun. Or fun.
Okay, to get the look of rain is very simple. Sometimes it takes a little practice because you don't want to scroll across there and get a big wide splate. And get my pocket knife out because that's one of the instruments you can use. Although when we were learning to use it through, what's her name, Mim, we used, well, I don't know what I did with my pocket knife, so we don't have to worry about that problem.
What are you doing with a screwdriver?
No, this is an old.
Is that what you
Hey, it stabs good. You don't have to open it. And I don't know what I did with my handle for the X-Acto blade, but I got 50 blades that are brand new, so I thought I'd just go ahead and bring it anyway. But it requires one of these, depending on what you're trying to do. And with the knife, you can do other things because you have the option of doing it with the very tip, or taking that little square and pulling for the corner and making trees. I hope I don't wear you out with the name Mim Meekin, but she's the only one I ever took lessons from. And she stayed with us over in West Memphis for several years. So by the time she was gone, I was ready to teach. And Clara wanted to keep offering a full course, so we went into business up there. And so many people had taken lessons from me for, seems like a lifetime. So you could give them your, like Helen, of course she's just doing it with her sister. And I'd see some of the work, and I'd see some of her specialties, that particularly the gift bags. I thought that was very innovative. And some of them were darn pretty and sentimental value in them. But anyway, I'm going to just do something simple. First, you've got to have dark to get the streaks through there, so not too dark in there. So I'm wetting my little watercolor, well, it's illustration board. It works better than paper. Well, that's not true, but depends on what you're doing. Okay, we have a wet palette, a wet board, and there's certainly not enough dark in it. But this time I'll start from the bottom, so we'll have kind of a road or something for it to splash in, and then we'll come back up here and put some more dark into the rain clouds. And you can go ahead and put some pull downs just straight down, but you do better if you have something to go across, which makes a better look. And for the sidewalks or road, you can come along here and leave and just a little bit of a white spot, and that gives you a reflection of something. And Sandy, you remember that painting we were working on when we were still in Clara's house? You showed me the original painting, and it was a painting that had a black lamppost, and at the bottom it had a way to paint to make that shine. Remember what we did? We put a real tiny thin white line down the middle. I don't know if we used Misket or not, but then you painted more, darker, and when it got through, it was just like there's a wet pole, and it was shining. It was really unique, and I had just read that the day she brought it in. So it's really amazing what happens. Now you also, let me go ahead and slap some on this one, because oh, we got yellow rain. Shame it couldn't be purple. And we could all sing.
Well, if you had a light post there, then it could be yellow because it would be reflecting off that yellow.
That's true. But our light is not really yellow. It's just, we see that from the light bulb. It's just light. Everything we paint is a variation of light. And it's hard to grasp that, especially if you're following some mentor like, well, I can't think of any right now. Who were some of those men that we used to worship as being, well, Dolph Smith for one. He wanted to make watercolor paper and then paint on it. So we have a lot of paintings of his examples. I found one just before I came, one called A Flying Goose, which was a barn. It had 2 stories on the front, very small, and then place in the back. Now the trick is finding what, just when the glisten or the brightness goes away, that's when you want to react. And this one is perfect for splattering some water on it and giving you a snow look. But it won't take long for it to get down to that point. In fact, I'm going to try some across the bottom. Have y'all had experience with this kneaded eraser going bad? Or
Yeah, they get old. They dry out.
yeah,
Yeah, very fast. Yeah.
I guess I would just throw these away because I was trying to help my granddaughter. I said, wait, just use the right kind of eraser. I gave that to her, and she said, this don't work. So I kneaded it and kneaded it
I
and
used to
kneaded it.
keep mine one of them little plastic Easter eggs, but
Well, I used to keep it in a plastic bag, but I think it's just got a lifespan and that's it. Okay, I believe it is. This is stone dry. Okay. This is a mild rain. And I'm going to use this. And it's not raining too well. But hopefully it'll be enough so you can see. Also, I forgot another instrument is a good sharp fingernail. And I grew that nail over the past week. And
Palette
then,
knife work too, or kind of a palette knife.
oh yeah,
The end of your brush will too.
right. There are just all kinds of things. This gives you a broader look. The awl does real well. But it's a shame I didn't put something in there so we could see what the rain actually does. And you can,
Do you do like, draw like, say a house and then you come back and do the dark
Well-
over it and then do the rain, or?
the most notable one that we did was a flower lady out in the rain. It had a lot of color, and as you painted it, you kept this wet so that the color of the people's raincoats and whatever ran down. Then you straight. It was. My sister still has that one. It goes way back. Let's see. Okay, this one is about the only thing I can do here is snow of sorts. Bonnie, don't jump when I spatter you with it. Just take some regular water and spatter on it.
Salt.
Salt,
Yeah.
you know, especially the margarita salt. It's a great appearance. Let's pass those around. This one is still running, so hold it level. Here. Ooh and
Some
ah.
salt to put on it.
Now I'll draw up another
Oh,
one.
that, yeah. The rain, I like the rain.
And here's my, I forgot
Like that.
my exact
It's
old,
running.
it was still running, huh?
can't find
Okay.
the handle that goes with it. And this is the back of some mat board.
It's still wet, real wet.
which I will try to
Oh,
get.
wow.
You can use the mat board, the back, and some of the lighter colored mat boards.
But you don't put on this.
If you're careful.
Use with salt.
We're gonna do the same, but I'm just gonna
Just water?
try
You
and,
want some salt?
yeah, let's get some salt.
I just got regular salt, I
That's
think.
fine.
I always thought the lines would get dark in there.
Well, they will if you scrape it first and then paint it
Oh, I
on.
see.
And then paint
I
over
would
it.
first.
Now, I'm gonna try and do,
We just got, we don't have any margarita salt, sorry.
well, I can't imagine why you wouldn't. I swear. Looks like you're past
You
it.
know they've got this Mediterranean salt now that you know, that turn it over and you just crank it, you know?
Yeah.
And it drops big pieces of
Big
salt.
flakes.
Yeah.
Pink sea salt. I've got
Yeah,
some
some of
pink,
that. I saw that
what
up
is
there,
it?
too.
It's not Mediterranean, it's Himalayan.
Oh, there's also kosher.
But I like this
Supposed to have a lot of minerals in it.
Mediterranean, though.
It's supposed to be
It's
good for you.
saltier than salt.
I haven't tried kosher salt on that.
Soil anymore.
Yeah, it has some
I got
kosher too.
a bottle of it for my Christmas stocking. That's good, isn't it? That's a nice gift.
Yeah, I saw those and bought us those for our stockings.
Angry ocean out there.
Doing this made me think of Melba Everett.
She's not doing well?
I think they told her that she maybe had about 3 or 4 months.
Oh, my goodness.
I guess they've done all they can do for her.
Last time I saw her.
Oh, wow.
Was it cancer? Is that what her husband died from?
I don't know why he had them.
He had a brain tumor. He was blind and he had a brain tumor, I think.
I'm not sure.
He went blind.
He was in the hospital the same time I was with my broken hip. And she said he had some kind of rare disease that was in the abdomen. I can't remember the name of it.
Well, I know he went blind before he died. And he didn't want anybody to see him. One time she invited me over there and I went over there and he sat in his chair and covered himself up with a sheet.
Oh,
But she had strung ropes all over the house so that when he stood up, he could get a hold of a rope and go to the bathroom or go to the bedroom.
He
He'd
talked
go.
to him because he was in the military,
Uh-huh.
you know.
okay, I decided to do this with a little sunshine. So I put a tree in there, but don't have a trunk. Because you can't see it during the rainstorm.
James, can you go back and paint on these?
After they're dry, yeah.
You can?
Of course, remember the rules with watercolor. You're going to have to go with the darker. You could probably lift some of it and get some of the same effects you were looking for. I like to do that with an eraser.
You gonna paint us a Paris street in the rain?
I tell you what, my last sister who passed away a few months ago, when it wasn't my last sister, but my last death in the family, she had brought a humongous painting. It was a print that she had bought somewhere, and she had had local painter frame shop up there in Blytheville frame it. And she said when he brought it out, I realized it was the wrong color and stuff, but I didn't have the guts to say anything. I said, you didn't?
I'm kind of surprised everybody.
Oh, yeah, she was a witch. Her own children didn't like her. But anyway, she wanted me to paint her a Paris theme and that, but I never got around to it. It was just too big. So, how much of the painting do you have to change to make it yours? 30%. I'll count out the number of spots on this cheetah and eliminate 30%. Because it's such a beautiful frame, and I don't think I could.
Pictures
I don't think I could paint it.
Interesting.
See if you can see that.
I was thinking about the first show I entered with the group, and we were at Mim's house, and she had a tree to die in her front yard. Now the man came over that evening to finish, and he brought his little girl with him, and she had wanted to know earlier if she could put her picture in it, the pictures, and she said, yeah, but they have to be where they can be hung up. And so she brought them in, and they were all of these monstrous, not monstrous, but all of these drawings that she had colored with colored pencil. Different little caricatures. And she went through, covered 2 sheets of poster board. Now this looks like a hail. That's right. This is a meteor storm. This is a mess. So I should have eaten before I started this. Having the tremors already that are worse than what I have without trying to do something. We all know it. Once it dries, you can take a good abrasive eraser and pull it down and eliminate spots for sunlight. And
With watercolor, you can lift it with erasers. You can do it with anything.
or you can lift it with like a.
You ever use brisket?
Yeah, but not with something like this. It's too exacting, and you can't get one that's a line that's just thin enough to be like rain or sunshine. And it's tricky to get it so that it looks like it was part of the whole takeout to begin with, but there's no trick about this one. So, with that, I'm sure your imagination went wild. And y'all can think of different things to do with.
Look at this one. Scott made this for Savannah's second grade class, and each one of the kids had their umbrella with their name on it, and I melted
I told you
crayons.
not turn it up. You don't have to look at it sideways. If you turn it, it flips.
Okay. That's the one from this year. There was only 4 kids in